Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Wendy, and I am so pleased to have you here today. Today's yoga flow will be focused on pretty much entirely onto the hamstrings. So if you struggle with opening up your hamstrings, then this one will be the one for you. Always remember that you can take any pose to the degree that feels good for your body. There's definitely no need to perfectly match what I'm doing or what really anyone else is doing. So, without any further ado, we're going to get started. I would recommend to have 2 blocks and a strap, and we're going to go ahead and grab this strap and lay down. Oh, just in case, if you have not subscribed already and you're into fitness, yoga, and lifestyle videos, then go ahead and subscribe to me. And then while you're at it, click that little bell icon to be notified every time I post, which is several times a week. So let's go ahead and get started reclined. We'll just roll our shoulders underneath us. Take a moment here, just feeling the tops of your feet, or the bottoms of the feet on the mat. Let's go ahead, gather both of our knees into our chest. Just a little bit of movement side to side. And then we'll go ahead and plant down through our left foot once more. And let's just go ahead and wrap the strap along the bottom of the right foot. I like to loop my hands a little bit so that I can just use the weight of my hands to bring the leg a little bit closer to me. And we're just going to do a few pulses here. It's okay if you're a little bit tight, especially first thing. This might be your first real stretch of the day, so no worries, no judgments. Just taking it nice and easy. Little pulses into where you feel a bit of depth and then release. And let's have both of our sit bones or both of our hip points equally rooted into the ground. So if you feel like you're shifting off to one side or the other, go ahead and try to reestablish some grounding of those hips. Good. When we feel ready, we'll find a bit of stillness here. Let's go ahead and lengthen out through the left leg. And then we're going to angle a little bit over towards our left shoulder, just little tiny pulses. And this one's usually just a little bit tighter, a little bit harder. And then let's go ahead and angle more so over that right shoulder, pull in. So you can maybe see I can go quite a bit deeper here when I'm open. Good. Let's go ahead, pass both sides of the strap off into the right hand. Left arm opens. Inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to just open that leg up to the side. Bend that knee, come right back up through center, straighten out the leg as you pass the straps off into the left side, open up through the right arm, and we're going to exhale over to the left. So this one's kind of more of a twist, but also a really good stretch into that IT band area. Bend through the knee, assist that leg back up. And then let's just go ahead and release. Set that sole of the foot down onto the ground. Realign your spine. And then let's gather our left foot into the strap. Keeping that right knee bent to begin with. So just little pulses straight down the center. Try to keep both of your hips equally rooted. Don't let that left hip reach up. So sometimes as I pull my leg close, it's almost like I want to lift my hips to take it further. We want to avoid that. Good. The hamstrings, I mean, they can be pretty tricky. I feel like once you actually start to access them, then depth comes a little bit quicker, but it takes a while to find how to stretch into them in the right way. Let's go ahead, lengthen out through the right leg. Try to flex that right foot, the toes point up. So we're staying nice and square. Few pulses down the center, and then align your foot maybe with your right shoulder. Feel that difference. Oof. And then aligning with your left shoulder, pull in. Good. Let's come back through center just for a moment. Pass both sides of the strap off into the left hand, right arm opens, inhale, then exhale, take that leg over to the left. So the goal here is not to get the leg down, but rather eventually up over the head. So if you need a little bit more, start to pull in with your arm, pull that leg closer to the side body. Soften into that knee as you bring it up towards center. Pass the strap off into our right hand, left arm opens. Inhale, and then exhale, take it over into that twist / IT band stretch. Good. Let's just go ahead. Bring that leg back up. Before we come off of our backs, let's just take both of our legs into our strap. And remember, if the legs are not straightening out, just take the femur further away from the groin or from the core. So creating just a bigger angle. And we are trying to keep our spine nice and lengthened. So I really like this here because you have some good feedback. You can tell if your spine is starting to round because your hips will start to lift. Try to keep them steady and on the ground. Good. Let's go ahead and release. Just draw the knees into the chest for a moment. You can set that strap to the side. And let's go ahead and take ourselves up towards seated. So we're going to start with our right leg. So go ahead and pull your left knee in. You're going to stack it. So we're stepping down onto that foot. Let's inhale, our left arm reaches up, and then exhale, try to snuggle your shoulders to the inside of the thigh as we reach forward towards our foot. So getting just a little bit deeper here, but I kind of like this variation because it allows a little bit more movement in the hip joint. Or rather, in the pelvic bowl. We're going to go ahead, inhale, lengthen. Let's send our left leg forward. Right foot steps in. Inhale, our right arm lifts, and then exhale, try to grab for that foot. Just a few breaths here, not too long. Good. Let's inhale, lift. We're going to meet in hands and knees. So we'll just come through. Plant down just for a moment. Let's just take a few cat-cows. Inhale to open up through the chest, draw the heart through the biceps, try to press the back of the skull back. Exhale, round through the spine, look in between the thighs. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale, and round. Inhale more so towards that cow pose. Tuck the toes. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Take a moment here, walking out your dog, shooting one heel and then the other down towards the mat. Then when we feel ready, we're going to peek in between our hands, and with some small steps, we're going to work our way up towards the top. As you're here, I would suggest grabbing some blocks just because it feels good. It gives you just a little bit more support. All right, so just reclining here to begin with. Let's go ahead. Maybe we could just grasp opposite elbows. You can just let yourself sway, let the head hang heavy. And then coming back through center. We're going to inhale here, press into the blocks, coming into a half lift. So really lengthen through the spine, find that length, tilt the tailbone up. As we exhale, we're going to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Remember, there's multiple heights of your blocks. You can take them to the highest height. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. From here, we're going to inhale, bend the knees, keep the heels on the ground. So bend the knees as much as you can while keeping those heels rooted. Then exhale, try to straighten out while keeping yourself fairly low. So inhale, let's peek forward. Exhale, let's lengthen. Inhale, peek forward. Exhale, keep that seal to the thighs for as long as possible. One more, inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's go ahead and inhale here. Let's step our right foot back, coming into a pyramid pose. All right, as we're here, we're just going to open up the hips and close the hips. Open and close. So it's mostly leading with that right hip coming forward and back. The left hip is going to stay pretty steady, just where it is with a little bit of movement. Good. Leaning back over that left foot, we're going to come to our tiptoes on the back and then settle the heel down. So tiptoes and settle. Tiptoes and settle. Just a few more times. Ground down through that back knee. This time we're going to bend through the back knee. Try to peel your left toes off the ground and straighten. Lift and straighten. Good. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Just one more. Good. And then over that leg, we're going to inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. This time we'll hold. To whatever depth feels good, just stay there. Two more breaths. Inhale to a halfway lift. Let's ground down through our right hand. Inhale, our left arm spirals up towards the sky, twist. So you might be feeling this a little bit through that IT band area, a little bit through the torso, and a little bit through the hamstrings. Inhale. Exhale, take that hand back down. Let's just step up to the top, and we'll just switch it out. So left foot steps back. We're going to start in that exact same way. So we're just going to open up the hip. Square it off. Open and square. Good. Open and square. Just trying to find some mobility, a little bit more access into the hips. Good. Coming back over the top. From here, we're going to come a little bit forward onto that back tiptoe. Set the heel back down. So lift and lower. Lift and lower. You can use the breath, inhaling to lift, exhale down, or maybe you're just keeping a smooth and steady breath. Settle down that heel. From here, we're going to bend into that back knee, lift the right toes, and then straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Just a few more. Good. Last one. Inhale here. Exhale to bow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Hold to your max depth. If you feel a little bit of shaking, that's okay. In fact, I usually look for shaking as an indication of oncoming transformation. So the more I shake, the more that the muscles are firing action potentials. They're kind of getting used to the movement. And as our muscles get used to the movement, everything becomes easier. Inhale here, halfway lift. Ground down now through the left arm. Inhale, right arm reaches up towards the sky. And don't worry if that back heel wants to lift. I should have mentioned that on the other side. Good. And exhale, step it down. Big step to the top. Maybe a few bends and straightens. And then let's go ahead, step our right leg down, come into a lunge just for a moment. And then we're going to send it back to a half split. Good. So from here, we're going to open up and close. Open and close. Good. Just a few more. Let's angle over that leg. Inhale, exhale to bow. Inhale and exhale. Trying to keep ourselves more so squared here. Stay into your depth just for a moment. Inhale, pull yourself out. Let's ground down into our right hand. Inhale, left arm spirals up. Another twist. Inhale. Exhale, settle it down. From here, let's just go ahead and send our left leg back. We can send our right leg forward, starting in a lunge, and then sending it back to that half split. Whatever height on your blocks feels good, feel free to go for that. Let's go ahead, open up the hips, close, open, and close. Once again, just kind of finding that mobility through the hip joints, through the pelvic bowl. Sometimes our hips can get really locked up, not just for physical reasons, but we also store a lot of our emotions in our hips. So instead of moving through our emotions, if we're instead just stuffing them down, then a lot of tension can build up in our bodies. Squaring off, angling over the right leg. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift. Move a few times like this. Just finding that max depth and then pulling out. Exhale. This next one we're going to hold. If you want to drop your elbows down onto the blocks, feel free to do so. Feels good for me and my body at least. Let's go ahead, lift it up. Left hand plants. Inhale, right arm reaches up towards the sky. One more big inhale. Exhale, settle down. Let's go ahead, step that foot back. Let's open up into a child's pose. We can just set our blocks to the side. Reach the hands forward. Settle the forehead down. Go ahead, rock the forehead a little bit side to side. Just noticing how the body has shifted. Noticing how it feels in this moment. Feel free to stay in this child's pose for however long you may need, or we can come around to our backs to finish up in a Shavasana. Wherever you are, wherever you're ending, thank you so much for joining me here today. The light that's within me honors and acknowledges the light that's within you. And from this seed, from this source, we are literally one. Namaste.